The tornado warning siren is going off.
I made a huge mistake. Guess where we are today? Doing another distillery. This one was highly recommended by Jim and Amy over at the Vagabonds. And somebody else actually recommended it to us too. They say the property and the grounds are just amazing. So we're super excited to do this, and we'll take you along.
Since we're spending a month in Kentucky, we had to do at least one more bourbon trail distillery tour.
So let's talk about Maker's Mark.
Yes.
As we mentioned, it was referred to us by two different people that we needed to come here, even if we don't partake in Maker's Mark. I will put this out there. I'm probably the best candidate because I don't drink bourbon. So yeah. I don't go because of the actual bourbon.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll put that out there.
Yes.
So, all right, Maker's Mark. What do we think?
First off, this tour was $30 a person, but it does take you the entire process from the beginning, the barrels, all the way to the bottling, all the way to the red wax cap that you see dripping down the bottles of Maker's Mark. So this is the whole process.
Even cutting the labels.
Yes.
There's a lady that sits in there.
An old style press.
Yes, and it's so cool. I will tell you, when we woke up today, basically rain all day in the forecast. And we're like, ooh, all week, but all day today for sure. And we were like, how is this tour going to go? Because you pretty much figure on a distillery tour, you're going to be walking around outside. But we're like, you know what? We've done things in the rain before. We'll take our rain jackets. We'll go. Wow, it did not disappoint. First of all, there was only 7 people on our tour. 7!
I know.
Which adds to the amazement of it. Because whenever you're in a smaller tour, it's always going to be better, I think.
Yeah.
So yes, there were 7 of us. And we had our tour guide, Madison. She was a young, just chipper.
Oh, she was great. Yeah.
She was wonderful. So,
and with only 7 people, we would get to a place and a couple people us in the group. If we were talking about something, she jumped right in, and the tour lasted as long as it took, and jumping as part of the conversation, everything else. And real quick, I will tell you that the grounds here, holy cow, this is a very, very beautiful place. The grounds, everything, and that's what I heard. Everybody told us, even if you don't drink Makers, coming to the grounds here alone is worth it.
Well, and when you go to the distilleries, the grounds are beautiful.
Yes.
At least the 2 we've been to. And even just driving by, you can tell because we're here and it's so green and lovely, and they set it up. What I like about this one versus Buffalo, because that's where we went, it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Literally.
So, and you kind of go down from those rolling hills into it. And I'm so impressed with this tour because it is so detail oriented, which is right up my alley. I'm artistic. I love that kind of stuff. And they have left. I don't know if I would always think about this with Makers.
Right.
I don't know why, but the attention to detail at this distillery is just so amazing. Even from the buildings, with just the red, they showed a little bit of red, so you remember that you're at Makers. It's just so like you're rustic, but then it's elegant, and they have left no detail out, which I love because I follow along better too when
Yes.
it's like that. So I just so impressed with that. That had me from the beginning. We'd go up to a building and you have the red doors.
Yeah.
I like the hands-on approach too.
Yes.
With the big, what are those called?
The vats for all the fermentation vats.
And you could see the difference in the textures, like the ones that look like oatmeals, the ones that were smooth,
Right.
you know, or whatever. It was so cool. And the smells, you know, I'm all about the smells, you guys.
Yeah.
So you have these beautiful property that's green and everything's blooming, and then you go in and you smell each different area smell different with the bourbon.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, the marketing here is just genius. So I'm not a big makers person. I mean, I'll drink it if that's what's available. But by the end of the tour and everything else, they drop you off in the gift shop and they're like, hey, if you want to buy a bottle, you can dip your own wax and everything else. And of course I did it.
All right, you look
time
ready.
To dip. Time to dip.
You look like you're about to weld something.
Or drain the black tank in my arcade. See you guys can get you done. All right.
I'm going to follow you down.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Have you ever did before?
I have not.
Alright. So we're gonna do palm,
Okay.
2 fingers, bottom of the neck, whichever's more comfortable for you. You're gonna go all the way down to hit the bottom of the pot.
Okay.
When you come up sideways, spin, sit. The quicker you spin it and sit it, the better your drips are gonna come out.
Let's go. Do good drips, babe.
Down to the bottom.
Yep, up sideways.
Up. Spin. There.
Absolutely.
All right.
Up sideways, spin, and sit. You got it. Takes about 30 to 40 seconds.
You got to go fast.
Yep, they're good ones on the front. I can see them.
Yeah.
All right, you're more than welcome to hold it up for a picture if you want.
Of course.
I had to do it.
Well, I wanted you to do it.
No, and it was fun, but it's not like, and I'll admit, if they didn't have that, there was no way I was going to buy a bottle of Maker's Mark from a gift shop because, like I said over at the other place, the Buffalo Trace, the bottles are more expensive in the gift shop at the distillery, but I got to dip it myself, and it was so cool.
Yeah, and it's for, you know, we've talked about this. We don't love to spend a ton of money, but there are certain things that you will spend
Yeah.
money on for the experience because
Absolutely.
you're probably only going to do it once. And it was very cool. I think it was cool to watch you do it. And I don't know. I just, it was very personable, this tour.
Yes.
And that's what I liked about it. And it started with the tour being so small, but then the details, everything that we said. How about when at the very end, when she said, when you come through here, I want you to get your cameras ready.
Yes.
And you walk in and then she's like, get your cameras ready and point them up. And you look up and it's like a stained glass ceiling.
Right.
And
it was the same artist that did the Bellagio ceiling in the lobby of the Bellagio, apparently. And Lurica and I do go to Vegas quite a bit,
Yes.
so we immediately could see the
Bellagio.
resemblance. Yeah.
with a lot more red in it, obviously. From
And
Maker's
it
Mark.
smells a lot better than the Bellagio.
But it was gorgeous
Yes.
and so cool. This
Yeah.
place is beautiful. Even if you do not drink Makers,
Yeah.
you need to come here if you're doing
100%.
any sort of bourbon tour. We were that impressed
Yes.
with it. We did eat in the little restaurant afterward.
Really
and,
good.
Oh, so good. So
Yes.
good. I got a burger, and it was actually a Wagyu burger.
Yeah.
That she said they raised the cattle right here.
On their farm, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a gyro, and the girl even said, she goes, it's the best gyro you'll ever have in your life. And it was pretty darn good.
Yeah, raised the lambs right here.
So she gives me the bill at the end, and you know they give you nowadays they give you the little gizmo that you scan your card and to do everything, and I scan the card, and she's like, just sign here, and I said, well, where's the little button that says, you know, add a tip? She goes, oh no, we don't accept gratuities. That's all built into the price. She goes, so there's no tipping allowed. I was stunned.
Yeah.
Stunned.
What'd she say? Very European of us,
Yes,
isn't it?
apparently it's a European thing
I
where
don't
you
know.
don't tip, but
I
I was
definitely-
completely stunned, and then I
Yeah.
double checked the receipt, and sure enough, it said right there on the receipt, no gratuities.
Yeah.
So this place, amazing.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time, and Jim and Amy, we thank you so much
Yes.
for recommending it. I cannot remember who else told us to go. If I did, I would mention
A
it
lot
here.
of places online that we were looking at for Bourbon Trail. I think honestly, this is the one where everybody says, no matter what you do, you have to go to Makers.
Yeah, definitely
So-
worth it. Highly recommend it.
Yes.
And so glad we did it.
Yep. absolutely. All right.
Okay, one other thing I thought of. Your actual tasting.
Yeah.
You go into this room, and obviously they have them set up, and they did the same for Buffalo Trace. But they're actual glasses that are so pretty, and they're on this like pretty wooden thing, all in their specific spot. It just feels so elegant. Like it's just, and she talks and she's so clear about it, and she shows you it. Where I felt like at Buffalo Trace, it was just little like
plastic shot glasses,
Jello shot glasses, and on paper, and just kind of like, okay, we're at the end of the tour. Taste this, taste this, taste that. I don't know. There's just was a personable touch to it, which made it so enjoyable with like a splash of elegance.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it so much.
Oh yeah. All right, this one's going to be quick. We're in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and it has been raining pretty much for the last 4 days, and rain is in the forecast for the next 4 days while we're still here, and not a lot to do. So today Larica was like, let's get out and run down. She wanted to go to JCPenney's because we saw there was a little mall here with JCPenney's. So we ran down here to the mall, and wow, I know we showed you guys some malls around the country that are on their last legs, but this one, holy cow, there is a JCPenney's and like 2 other anchor stores. The actual mall stores inside the mall, they've only got one small little wing open left, and there was 5 stores and 4 carts, and 2 of the stores were shoe stores. One of them was going out of business. And wow, yeah, the E-Town Mall, and yeah, there's really not much left of it right now. Like I said, they do have a couple of the major anchor stores, JCPenney's, a Beal's, and a Belk, but none of them are attached to the actual mall. That you can't get to them from inside the mall. You have to go outside and do the entrance for all of them. So just one more proof that malls are dying. Okay, so the tornado warning siren is going off here. Yeah, we're gonna go up to the shelter at the bathhouse. All right, so apparently the tornado shelter is up at the front office here. Looks like most of the RV park has driven up front here, or walking with their pets and
their backpacks.
You know, there's no wind, there's no rain right now, and everybody's just kind of hanging out outside. I think just because the shelter is the bathhouses, and there's 2 bathrooms, and they're not the biggest. So I think everybody is kind of like hanging out right now to kind of figure out what's going on.
Well, I got a critical alert, and the sirens are going off.
Yes,
so
we never experienced that in our life being from Arizona.
Look, I'm in my pajamas.
Yeah.
So I grabbed a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Kevin and I a couple weeks ago, knowing that we were going to be in this area where this kind of stuff picks up and all of this crazy weather happens, we said we really need to pack a backpack. So if we have to go, we have that ready to go.
Yes.
And of course we did not.
No, because the weather was like light rain and drizzles.
That's what it does.
And that's it. I know.
It comes in. So let's go.
All right, let's go figure this out.
All
right. Well, that was interesting for our first ever tornado warning.
We've been in watches
a couple times, once in Florida, once in Georgia a couple of years ago. But this is the first time we've ever been in tornado warning, where we could hear the tornado sirens, and pretty much everybody in the RV park came up to the front office, which is where the shelter is.
It was go time.
The weird thing is, and from us being from Arizona, the weird part about it is we get up here to the front office, and you can see like the clouds are breaking up above our heads. It looks like it's clearing. There's no rain, there's no wind. And a lot of these people are locals here. They either live here or they're from this area. We were talking to a couple from Oklahoma, and everybody was just kind of sitting outside. Nobody wanted to go into the bathrooms. So everybody was like sitting outside waiting.
Yeah. He explained though that the sirens and all that go off way ahead of time.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're in it and they're going off. They're trying to warn you to get there if it hits here.
Yeah.
And then as we're standing there, he was showing us the radar, the red, and how it was breaking up as it was moving. So and then the sirens, he said it's a good sign because the sirens went off. Actually, by the time we got up to the office,
The sirens stopped.
they were all, they were pretty much stopped. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie though, maybe get a little
I know.
skip a beat in my heart
Yeah.
because
We're not prepared.
we're not prepared. So I feel like while we're in this area, we're going to definitely get that bag ready.
Yes.
And also
At least just keep a backpack in the RV.
I do have it, but we need to know where it is so we
Right.
can just grab it and go.
Yeah. Or two. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it made my heart skip a beat too, just because we're very unfamiliar with it. So
Yeah.
you're just kind of like, what do we do? And it's not like people go over it when you get to check into the RV park.
No,
so,
they just tell you where the shelter is, and that's the end
I
of
feel
it.
like when we were in Florida, I remember there was an actual shelter
Right.
because I remember doing laundry and it said this is not
The shelter.
the shelter.
And then this other
So-
building said this is the shelter.
Yes. So anyway, we relied on our neighbors, on people coming up. They'll tell you what the deal is. Anyway, so far we are good.
Yep.
And I'm glad that it was not worse.
Yep.
And
All right.
that's it.
Let's go back and finish watching the game.
Okay, today is a road tripping day. So we are getting ready to take off. And I wanted to quickly tell you guys about something that happened when we set up here. Completely my fault. I made a huge mistake and it could have been costly. Actually, we're going to find out here when I pull in the slides. But I think I've showed you on the channel before. This little space in here, when we're sitting, I tend to store here because our pantry is not huge. And so I got really lazy. I don't know, lazy, complacent. I just kind of took for granted that things stayed put. And so I'm not concerned about the stuff in the boxes because it's heavy enough and it has this bar and it keeps it. But I started putting little things just on the side here. And so when we pulled in, what happened was, I actually still have it, and I'm really sad I did not record. But this little guy was not in the box, and he's shimmied up and got stuck under the slide right here. And I had no clue. Generally, before I open the slides, I'll peek my head under and just make sure that this is all clear. Not a clue. Like, he was wedged in there. I couldn't get the slide in or out. We finally got this guy out. Then the slide worked. We put him in, we put him out. They worked, blah, blah, blah. So when we go to close the slides today, we're going to see if I caused any more damage. It's just a reminder, I'm not going to keep anything under here anymore on travel days. Don't get complacent. Don't get greedy. Just do the work. And big lesson on my part. Super embarrassed to say that. But I'm keeping it real because it's totally what happened. And Kevin's like, don't say anything about it being your fault. I feel bad. And I'm like, no, because it was 100% my fault. So I will take the blame. But yeah, it could have been so costly that Kevin had to repair this whole thing flipped
And
on.
luckily, the facing just snapped off. So slide still opened up all the way. Pull this out, close the slide, reopen the slide. Slide works fine. So now I need to figure out fixing this facing. The biggest thing is all of these old nails sticking out from under here. I think I'm just going to have to cut them all off. I just bought a nail gun and then maybe throw a couple nails in there, staples in there, and see how it works. So, and I thought about trying to glue it and everything else, but there was no way to clamp it. So I am just going to try to nail the thing back together using our nail gun. It's not going to be the prettiest, but Larica and I have been talking about doing some repainting in here anyway. So once it's nailed in, then I'll get some putty, I'll fill the holes, and then if we wind up repainting in here like we're talking about, because even from the factory, some of these nail holes aren't the best. So we're going to give this a shot, so wish me luck. This is just a nail gun I bought on Amazon using my Viair air pump. It seems to be working fine already, so there we go. Adapt and overcome. Make sure all the grooves line up. I am not gonna go stir crazy on it.
polished off, and now I have ugly marks on my slide. I've got them on the other side too because of when we had to have that done with warranty work. So anyway, moral of the story is do all your things, put things away. Okay, so we're having slide issues. The one side is being wackadoo. So this is the side right here closest, and it had trouble coming in, and I feel like the teeth were off. And so I had to, the original time I did not record, I had to pull them back out for Kevin. He stood behind him and then kind of pushed. And you could see it because the slide closest to the stove and the microwave and all that, it kind of came in at a little bit of an angle. And then this one had struggled coming in. So we put them back out, and then Kevin stood behind there and just kind of pushed on it to help guide it. Hopefully that gets it back online. But yeah. And it's not even like it's a checklist item. I just didn't do it. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It's been fine. Guess what? It's not fine. Kevin had to do a repair, and it could have been way worse. Our slides could have been stuck the whole time we were here. I don't know. And now we're having, we'll see what happens when we get to our next place.